Welcome back to another video. Hope you are having a great day, and today I'm going to share with you how I edit some of my videos either on Davinci Resolve or Final Cut Pro using Tunetank, which is a platform that we have seen in the past, link right over here, to get free, royalty-free music and sound effects. Does that sound interesting to you? If so, let's go straight for it. And now looking at my screen, I've got here Davinci Resolve with a project that we did recently on the OM-MT2, which I will look, yeah, we can see it better right over here, which is a great gimbal. I will leave the link right over here just in case you want to check that out. We also have a Final Cut Pro with the project of the Open Rock S, which is these earbuds that we have right over here. And we also have Tunetank, which is the platform that we are using to get royalty-free soundtracks, and they've got something really interesting. Let me show you once again right over here. If we take a look at the pricing, they have a plan that starts for free, and we will get 3 different downloads per month, which is great. And you can read everything else right over here, but the important is that we can use it to monetize our videos. And if you are just starting out, this will be great. Now, once you get to that level that you want everything unlimited, then the Pro is what we have right over here. And I do believe that this is a fair price, but this is something that you will have to judge for yourself and compare with other platforms. Now let's go to the home page because we are going to use it a little bit later on the video. Now let's take a look at Davinci Resolve, which is not my favorite tool of editing. My favorite tool is Final Cut Pro, and I will show you briefly what I mean by that. Now, when we look at this project right over here on Davinci Resolve about the MT2, what we have at this moment is we can see here Tunetank. I've got a soundtrack right over there. I also have a soundtrack right over here from Tunetank. We cannot read it because the timeline was shrinked, but there we go. And if we go fast forward, we also have one right over here and one right over here, and then at the end we have another one. Now this was one of those projects that my oldest kid helps me editing, and we are learning a few things together inside Davinci Resolve and also on Final Cut, which is the tool that I've been using for the last 10 years or so, and I love it because of the simplicity. And I can share with you one of those examples here. If I press play of the image, I did decide to put in more to one side, but we can decide and change it as easy as this. I just need to put my hands like this and then decide where I want. So this is a single clip, but it's based on a multicam edit, for example. So inside of the timeline, we will have some compound clips, some multi-cameras and whatnot. So it looks like a simple project because it actually is, and we made it simple. But if we had everything layered here, we would have a lot of B, C, D rolls on top. Now, one of the things that I do have, as you have seen, is only soundtracks on these breaks right over here. Where we do break from one image, and then with the help of the soundtrack, we will transit to the continuation, but we will clear the message. Something that it's not happening right over here. What's happening right over here? It's a multi-camera edit, but a simple multi-camera. But if I want to enrich my video, for example, what I can add is a music soundtrack as a background. And for that, let's go to Tunetank and let's search for one type of music that I do love, which is business or corporate. I don't know why. I also have one here that I was listening, and this one is great. I don't know why, but to my ears, they are really catchy. Now, let's download this soundtrack just by pressing here. And if we want to add to favorites, we just press here and then bam, and there we go. We have this one to favorites, and we can add a lot more and then decide when we are going to use them. Now, that being said, let's go to the download. In this particular case, I'm going to choose a wave, and I'm going to choose it right over here. Okay. And there we go. Now let's go to Davinci Resolve. And there we go. We have this soundtrack right over here. So let's import the soundtrack. And one of the things that we can see immediately is the levels. So great audio quality and a loud volume that we can use in several scenarios. But for soundtracks that I want to use on my background, I will not be able to use this volume. So let's decrease it right over here. And if I press play, I can just right over here change this. For example, if I had a phone, I just need to put this one in and then scroll it, and there we go. And probably if I had to adjust anything, maybe something like this or this, and that is it. And there we go. We have a background soundtrack that I could use for the whole video. Probably I would need to cut right over here and insert a silent space. And if I wanted, I could, of course, copy and paste and use it during the whole video. Now, this is basically the workflow in Davinci Resolve, and let's take a look at Final Cut. Now, on Final Cut, this is a basic video that we have right over here. No multicams, just a single timeline, and then with some B-roll on top. And as usual, I only use soundtracks on my unboxing part. And this part right over here, we can see that it's a Tunetank track, and usually this is about 3 or 4 minutes of track, and I cut it up to 10 seconds of the unboxing, just so that we have a feeling of what we are using. Now, I could choose to put audio tracks here on the bottom, and we will do so. And one of the things that I would like to share with you as well is a tool that I'm using, which is Mcamrig, or Mcamrig to be more precise. Now, if you edit videos, you know that to do a zoom in and a zoom out, probably I would need to cut right over here and then cut right over here, and then decide here which keyframe I would need to use, which keyframe right over here, zoom in, zoom out, and all that. Now, let me share with you while we are here that with this plugin, I just need to bring it to my timeline. And then what we do right over here is, if I press play, zoom. And sorry, it's in Portuguese because I've got a Portuguese channel, but the most interesting part is that I can zoom to the area that I want. So if I want to go to the interesting part right over here, I can do so. And one of the things that probably I want to remove is the zoom animation. And if I press play, zoom, I don't want that. I want to cut it right to the part. So if I do this, there we go, boom. And if I want to finish right over here, I just need to make it shorter and really useful. It will save us a lot of time, just like Tunetank will do with these soundtracks, which is just awesome. Now here, if I want to import, actually I did import already the track, so I just need to grab it, bring it right over here, and it's really loud, as we can see on the waveform here, so I will need to adjust it here, or I can adjust it right over here, probably to -20, and if I press play. Simples, apesar de no início se calhar atrapalhas-te um bocadinho, mas é só enroscar aqui na orelha. Depois tem aqui 2 ou 3 ajustes, que é apertas e ele fica mais para cima ou mais para baixo. É como te sentires depois mais confortável. Mas a principal diferença aqui é que tu não se vais sentir nada dentro do ouvido. E apesar de eu, pessoalmente, eu até gosto de usar earbuds in-ear, há pessoas que não conseguem. And there we go. So probably I would leave it like this. I would do multiple copies of the track and put it on my old video, and that would be great. Now, regarding the effect, if I don't want it anymore, I can just delete it and it disappears. So these tips are not only about audio, but also about editing tips as well. And hopefully you don't find the video too long. Now, basically, this is it regarding the usefulness that I do feel that Tunetank will bring to a lot of creators like myself, some that are more demanding and want the unlimited package, which we have seen right over here, and some that are starting out and want to try it out and have the free, at least for now, and then later on decide what to do. Now, my experience for the past few months that I've been doing content with the help of my kid as well, and some projects like this one right over here about the MT2, which is a great tool to someone like me that records on its own. Using Tunetank as a tool as well has been helping, and I just wanted to share this experience with you. And that is it. Hopefully the video was helpful to give you some ideas regarding my editing on Davinci Resolve or even on Final Cut Pro using Tunetank as our library for royalty-free content, music and soundtracks. Now, as we have seen before, I'll link right over here, we will get 3 free royalty-free soundtracks per month, and then there is the Pro plan, which is at $7 per month, which I believe that it's a very competitive price for the platforms that I'm aware so far. That being said, if the video was helpful, don't forget that usual thumbs up right over there, which is really appreciated on this side of the screen. My name is Roberto, and as always, I'll see you on the next one.